boxing, the finals of the Golden Gloves. We'll hear about lots of dreams and witness lots of action. In the super heavyweight novice division, almost anything can happen. It's the best of the best in the amateur ranks, the finals of the Golden Gloves. The 66th annual Daily News Golden Gloves Championships. We're at the Paramount at Madison Square Garden in New York City, where fight fans have flocked for more than 6 decades. And tonight, where young boxers are on display in the largest boxing tournament in the world. Hello again, everyone. I'm Bruce Beck. Welcome to the finals of the Daily News Golden Gloves. Tonight, we feature champions in 12 different weight classes, all the way from 106 pounds to the super heavyweight ranks, 201 pounds and up. Yes, this evening we'll be looking at champions of the future, and this the crown jewel of amateur boxing. Working with me as always, the trainer of champions, Gil Clancy. And Gil, for so many youngsters, this is really the culmination of a long year of prep.
Bruce, you should realize how hard these guys work. Not only the fighters, but the trainers. I know I never put a kid in the Golden Gloves, or very seldom, unless he worked and trained for at least a year. It's so important to these kids.
Well, the glamour weight division over the years has clearly been the 147-pound open division. The champions reads like a who's who of boxing greats over the years, including Emil Griffith and Mark Breland. And Gil, this is an incredible list of champions.
Well, that 147-pound class is just incredible. They've had 6 world champions come out of that weight division. The scouts better watch them tonight.
At college football bowl games and at the NCAA Final Four, you always see professional scouts. What about at the Garden this evening?
Well, you know, it's not as obvious in boxing and these Golden Gloves, but the guys are here. I recognize an awful lot of people. They come out and they find these fighters.
Well, working with us once again, a woman who's been around the amateur boxing game for a long time, Kathy Burke. And Kathy, for so many of these young fighters, they're not thinking about the professional ranks. They just want to win a pair of Golden Gloves.
Met a couple of them today, actually. Joseph Quiambo is 106 pounds. He's in the open class. He's 5'3". I asked him if he's going to turn pro. He said, yeah, if I ever reach 5'6", and I'm 19 years old now, so I doubt it. His opponent is Manuel Torres. He's 25 years old. He's a father of 3, and no, he doesn't want to turn pro. They just want the gloves.
What about the pride involved? What does it mean to these young men to have a chance to win a pair of Golden Gloves?
They're so proud to wear the Golden Gloves. They come up to us today and say, hello, Kathy, I won the 1967 class at 119 pounds, and they're still wearing them, and they turn up for these gloves because they're proud and they want to let everyone know they won the gloves. They were champions.
So who will march in the Golden Gloves parade for 1993? We'll find out in just a couple of moments. And just ahead, our opening bout of the evening. Stay with us. The Paramount at Madison Square Garden. And we're set to go for our opening bout of the evening. Tonight, 12 championships to be contested in the Daily News Golden Gloves. This is the second of 2 nights. And our 112-pound novice class is where we begin with Maximino Cuevas and Eloy Mendias. And entering the ring is Maximo Cuevas from the Jerome Boxing Club, 17 years of age. We'll see boxers during the evening ranging from ages 16 on up through the early 30s. And his opponent tonight in the opposing corner, Eloy Mendias, who is from the Suffolk PAL in Brentwood, New York. And a young man who harbors dreams about winning a championship like so many others. And Gil, that's what this is all about, dreams.
Oh, there's no question about it, Bruce. This is the way these kids start. This is like an incubator. And a lot of just great fighters come out. But the guys that never even become good fighters, it's just such a great character builder. Teaches them clean living. There's so many benefits to becoming a boxer, even in amateur boxing.
And as we saw for the first night of competition, so many of these youngsters come from fine families and spend a lot of time in the community. All right, we're just about to set to go for the introductions, and our announcer tonight is Kevin Van Meter.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's first contest is the 112-pound novice class. The referee is Pat Sullivan. In the gold corner, Maximino Cuevas from the Jerome Boxing Club. Cuevas is 17 years old and a student. He won the '92 Spanish Gloves. His record stands at 2 decisions. In the blue corner, Eloy Mendias from the Suffolk PAL program. He is 17 and hails from Bayshore. He enters tonight's bout with a record of 1 bye and 1 decision.
So it's Maximo Cuevas and Eloy Mendias. Rules of the Golden Glove. Scoring is done on a 20-point must system. 5 judges score the fight. The referee does not. A standing 8 count will be used if a boxer is deemed to be hurt. The bout will be stopped if a boxer receives 3 standing 8 counts in 1 round or 4 standing 8 counts during the duration of the bout. 3 cautions equal a warning, and 1 point is taken away for a warning. 20-foot square ring. The novice fighters will go at it for 3 2-minute rounds, and the open fighters 3 3-minute rounds. Cuevas in the gold and Mendias in the blue.
Cuevas very, very quick on his feet, Bruce. Showed a little lateral movement already, and the taller of the 2.
First year in the Golden Gloves for both of these boxers.
Mendias is not comfortable in the ring so far at all. He's very, very awkward.
Cuevas reached the final with 2 decisions, and Mendias with a bye and a decision. Cuevas with pretty good credentials. He won the Spanish Glove that was a Junior Olympics finalist.
Well, you can see that he has that lateral movement. He's a well-trained kid.
And they're trading pretty good in this opening round.
And you know, you would think that that would be beneficial to Mendias. Cuevas is a good boxer, taller of the 2, but he's did very, very well in that exchange. Now Mendias is bleeding from the nose.
Yep, there's some pretty good blood coming down from the nose of Eloy Mendias.
Mendias is still coming forward, though. You have to give him points for being aggressive. His nose is bothering him. He just spit also.
Solid body blow landed there by Mendias. The referee is Pat Sullivan.
And again, the head guard of Mendias is slipping, and he's trying to fix his head guard and fight at the same time, which is very, very difficult to do. Getting nailed with good solid punches.
So pretty good action for the opening round of the evening.
Don't blow, don't blow.
And let's see if they fix that bloody nose. Julio Rivera, Francisco Alvarez working in the corner. Cuevas from the Jerome Boxing Club, and Mendias from the Suffolk PAL, and he is being attended to by Paul Seabury and John Carter.
Eloy, I want you to put the jab in first. Maybe double up, triple up on the jab. Remember, we got to go to the body first. Keep him in front of you, right? Give him some water. Don't blow on that nose.
2 veces. Llavealo 2 veces. Yo le eché. Lo llavea 2 veces. Le mete la recta el gancho y te mueve para el lado. No te
Well,
agarres.
Gil, one of the instructions we heard, go to the body first, which is something that we don't see from too many guys who are young.
Especially in the novice class. Most of these kids are headhunters.
Isn't it dangerous to lead off to the body? I would imagine that would hold you wide open.
Well, yes, it does, but that, you set up those body punches, Kathy.
With the jab.
With a good stiff
You
left
don't,
jab.
you don't go to the body first.
Now the gold corner, Maximo Cuevas. I was impressed when we looked in the other corner, Gil, how calm the trainers were. There was a little bit of blood, but their tone was very comfortable for the fighter.
And that is very, very, very important. If the trainers lose their cool, it certainly is not going to help the boxer at all. But again, Cuevas has got the height advantage, boxing skills. And you just see him escape out of, off the ropes. Very good movement by Cuevas.
Cuevas has been boxing for 4.5 years. His father was an amateur fighter in Puerto Rico.
Our referee, Patty Sullivan, is a former Golden Gloves champion. He was from the Nassau PAL. Now he's back in the ring and he's a referee. So he's another one who didn't turn pro.
He just graduated to a bigger responsibility.
That's right.
Diaz going to the body.
He's really, really trying. Bruce, but Cuevas has a big physical advantage with that height. And again, with that lateral movement, you can just see it keeps Mendias off balance. There's that snapping jab.
Beautiful jab. Inside a minute to go in round 2. Saw caution there given by Pat Sullivan.
I called him Patty, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because I knew him when he was a little one.
Well, you've got to call him Pat now or Mister. Cuevas continues to show outstanding footwork. Lands the right hand. Cuevas, a high school student at Monsignor Scanlon High School in the Bronx, and has a 95 average. Final seconds of round 2 as Mendias starts to put some pressure on. Oh, let's go back to some first round action.
And there you can see Mendias. He's trying to pressure Cuevas, but he comes in and he's wide open. He gets nailed with a good stiff right hand.
This is the third and final round, 112-pound novice division. Maximo Cuevas, gold trunks. Eloy Mendias in the blue. And referee Pat Sullivan sending the boxers to the corners. And there was the mouthpiece that popped out. So they each go to the respective neutral corners.
Well, you know, Bruce, we had mentioned that the trainers, they work so hard with these kids and they put their hearts in it so much that sometimes they get nervous, and instead of helping the kid, they forget things like a mouthpiece.
A vital tool, however. Good straight right hand landed there by Cuevas.
Set it up with a good jab, too. Again, Mendias is trying, he's trying, but right now he's being outboxed and outpunched and outmaneuvered.
Mendias' family from Mexico. He grew up in Arizona and then moved to Bayshore, New York. And he goes to the body, does Mendias. Mendias still with some pretty good blood right in front of the nostrils.
You have to give Mendias A for effort.
He's got that chopping right hand.
In my opinion, he's a little bit too far behind. He'd have to score a clean knockout to win this fight.
Mendias looks the way I would expect a novice fighter to look. Cuevas is very much ahead of his class as far as being a novice.
Well, you can see the moves that Cuevas makes. He makes good, solid moves. He's been around the gym a long time.
Now, he has been boxing for 4.5 years, but you are a novice unless you have 10 bouts after your 16th birthday.
Right hand got in there by Cuevas. 20 seconds to go in this bout. Our opening bout of the evening. Inside, Mendias scored.
Cuevas countered with a left hook, vicious left hook.
A very good round for Mendias, but I just don't think it's enough. And that completes the fight. So Kathy, Mendias showed a lot of guts.
He did, and I feel bad for him. If everyone could have the true amount of prior experience, then it would be fair for all, but there's no other way to separate these people.
Take a look at Mendias going to work and throwing some punches.
Well, he's trying. He knows the only way he can win this fight is by pressuring Cuevas and hurting him, because he certainly wasn't going to outpoint him. Cuevas is a little too smart, and Mendias tried. It's all you can say. He really tried.
Well, Mendias had to absorb some punishment when he walked in, but that was the only way that he could try to win the bout, because if it was a boxing match, it would have been Cuevas. 5 judges will score the fight. The referee does not. We're waiting for the judges to pass along their cards. And then the referee will raise the arm of the young pugilist who will win his first set of Golden Gloves tonight. Still waiting for the tabulation from the judges, which oftentimes means a close decision. So we're just about set for the official announcement. Right now to Kevin Van Meter.
The winner of the 112-pound novice is, in the gold corner, Maximino Cuevas.
Cuevas is the winner. And it was indeed a close decision. The judges scoring it 3-2. Terrific effort from Mendias, but better execution by Cuevas.
Just a little too smart for him.
And there's the jubilation of winning. Welcome back to the 66th Annual Daily News Golden Gloves Finals at the Paramount in Madison Square Garden. Our first bout in the books, and Maximo Cuevas, the winner of the 112-pound novice division. He's standing by with Kathy Burke.
Thank you, Bruce and Maximino. I've been trying to get you to smile since the weigh-in this morning. Are you happy now?
Yeah, I'm very happy. I want to say I give God thanks for giving me this opportunity and the victory, and my trainers and my parents. They're always behind me.
I want to congratulate you not just on what you did in the ring, but you're a very good student, 95 average. You say you want to be a pro. What do you really want to do?
Well, if this keeps going good for me, I want to, go pro, but I really want to study more, business and mechanical engineering.
When are you going to start applying to colleges and following through with that?
As soon as I finish high school.
Yeah, well, you're doing a great job. You looked fantastic tonight, and I want a big smile before I throw it back.
Thank you.
Now back to Bruce at ringside.
Okay, Kathy, Gil, I like that. He thanked his parents.
Yeah, no, you can just see he's a good, solid kid. Good student, good fighter. I imagine he's a credit to have around the home. Just a great kid.
And we move on to the 139-pound novice championship. Frias and Medina.
The next bout is 139-pound novice class. The referee is George Ward. In the gold corner, Norberto Frias, boxing for the 110th Precinct PAL. A restaurant worker, Frias is 18 and lives in Corona, Queens. He stands with a record of 1 by 3 decisions and 1 knockout. In the blue corner, Cesar Medina from the Sunset Park PAL team. Medina is a body and fender man from Brooklyn. He enters the ring tonight with a tournament record of 2 buys and 3 decisions.
Well, Mark Breenland was the champion of this division back in 1980 before he moved up to the 147-pound open class. Norberto Frias, first Golden Gloves competition. Same for Cesar Medina. Medina is 18 years of age. And we're set to go. George Ward is the referee. 3 2-minute rounds again of this novice class. And both fighters come out pesky.
This could be a war, Bruce. 2 fighters, similar build, similar style.
And they had to fight a lot of bouts to get here. Frias with 5 wins to reach the finals, Medina 4. Some feinting by Frias, who has sparred with Kevin Kelly.
Medina's a little bit slow getting off. He looks like he's trying to dig into those punches.
Kelly, a world-ranked professional.
#1 ranked professional in the world in his weight class. Frias is certainly throwing a variety of punches.
He is.
I've seen a good left hook, a good jab. He tried an uppercut that would have knocked Medina right out of the Paramount if it landed.
But he's missed a couple, yeah. Inside of 30 seconds of the first round.
I haven't seen many jabs in this bout.
Well, we mentioned that the styles are similar. If they both had gold outfits on, I don't think I could separate them.
That was a good three-punch combination by Frias, doubling up on the jab. Frias scoring late in this first round. Welcome back to the Paramount at Madison Square Garden, which reopened, the official reopening, September of 1991. And we're underway in our second round of the 139-pound novice division. Frias in the gold trunks and Medina in the blue. And a good right hand landed by Frias.
And two good left hooks.
Those left hooks are landing.
Frias has come smoking out of the corner. Frias has got some power in those hands.
Medina is staying right there, though. He's with him.
Frias broke his opponent's nose in the semifinals before going on to the victory. Good left hand landed by Medina.
And again, two left hooks by Frias. I think this may come down to conditioning to see which kid can go to 3 rounds without showing signs of fatigue.
Just as you say that, I think Frias is wearing down a little bit already.
Good left hook by Medina.
30 seconds to this action-packed second round. And Frias walked right into a Medina right. And now a caution. That's the first caution given to Medina by referee George Ward.
Good counter by Frias. Caught Medina lunging in. Some words and some glares at the end of that second round. The corner of Norberto Frias. The 110th Precinct PAL. Well, we talked about the variety of punches in that last round. All right, there we see a left hook. There's that uppercut of Frias, straight right hand. Uppercut again, and a straight right hand on the chin. Mixing one, and a left hook. Showing you just about every punch in the book.
And an elbow.
Well, we don't mention things like that.
Right uppercut to the head, left hook to the head, right hand to the head, right hand to the right uppercut, right hook to the body.
The other talking about the right hook to the body and the left to the head. Now the other side, Cesar Medina, Sunset Park, PAL in Brooklyn. Tony Medina in the corner. Third and final 2-minute round.
And Bruce, looking at those PAL handlers in their green jackets, they certainly do look smart. Both fighters representing the police athletic league.
And there is some problem with the protective headwear, which is being used by all fighters this evening. Medina has it taken care of. And we're set. Medina wants to turn this into a brawl if he can.
I had this fight very, very close.
So do I.
So far, Frias has shown a little more boxing skills, and there he landed a couple of good solid punches. But Medina shows a lot of ambition and drive in there.
Medina, Kathy, who likes to play the role of counterpuncher.
That's right, but I think that Medina would have to have a very, very big round in order to win the bout. I gave the first 2 to Frias. Aggression is very, very important in amateur scoring, so a counterpuncher wouldn't fare as well when it was being judged.
About a minute to go in the bout. The one bad habit, Gil, that Frias seems to have is he turns his back every once in a while to his opponent.
Well, Medina is putting plenty of pressure on him, Bruce. Strong kid, Medina.
And Medina backs him into the corner, lands some body shots. Seconds, the decision may rest in these next few moments. Medina with the short uppercut. Back comes Frias.
I wouldn't want to be the judge in this one.
The ropes holding up Frias as Medina pounds away, finishing with a flurry. And that is all. And this one will be an interesting one to score.
Listen, I really can't separate them at the moment. I'm glad I'm not a judge in this fight. But somebody has to be the winner.
What do you think, Kathy?
I would give it to Frias. It bothers me that he finished the fight, at least the last 30 seconds, on the ropes. And that could stick in the judges' minds.
I think Medina may have done enough in the second and third rounds to warrant the decision. But we'll have to wait and see. Frias ended up against the ropes pretty good.
And you know, it really looks good to the judges when the one guy is the aggressor and has him against the ropes.
And they did a lot of leaning against each other, and I like the fact that the referee there, Kathy, allowed them to continue to fight without breaking them every couple of moments.
That was all Medina because he just would not go away.
So good efforts from both young men. Frias, who is from Corona, New York, which is in Queens, and Medina from Brooklyn, New York.
No, you guys can't box me.
And now it is time for the decision.
The winner of the 139-pound novice class is, in the gold corner, Norberto Frias.
So it's Norberto Frias who wins the 139-pound novice class.
And a very, very close fight. And Medina has nothing to be ashamed of.
There's Frias, 18 years of age. Works at a restaurant in New York City. Here's the reaction of the loser, Medina. And the reaction of the winner, can you tell? Frias jumping for joy, knowing he's earned his place in the record books. Paramount in Madison Square Garden in New York City, and coming up, the Glamour Division, the 147-pound open class. Over the years, it's produced many great boxers, including this young man, Mark Breland. Breland won this division 4 times. He won 5 Golden Gloves overall. There he is with George Washington, and this the 1983 finals. It's great to see Breland looking like that, isn't it, Gil?
Yes, it certainly is. A boy could he punch. There he put these amateur kids to sleep one after the other.
He went on to capture an Olympic gold medal and became a world champion, but as an amateur, his strength was unbelievable.
Well, you can see it. It seems every time he lands a punch, down they go.
He was tall and lanky, which was perfect for the amateur game. And what a gentleman.
Oh, Mark Breland is one of the finest young men that you're ever going to meet.
And now we'll crown another champion in this weight division. It will be Artie Sanchez or Rodney Brown. Now we're just about set for the introduction of this one.
Tonight's next bout is the 147-pound open class. The referee is George Ward. In the gold corner, Artie Sanchez from the athletic fitness team. A male handler from Brooklyn. Sanchez and his brother Noel are the only brother combo in this year's Daily News Golden Gloves. His record stands at 1 by, 1 decision, and 1 knockout. In the blue corner, Rodney Brown from the Yonkers PAL team. A student at Westchester Community College, he was a 1992 Daily News Golden Gloves quarterfinalist. Entering tonight's action, his record, 1 by, 1 decision, 1 knockout.
So we're set to go, 147-pound open division. Sanchez lost in the semifinals in the gloves in 1988, and Brown lost in the quarters. So both fighters looking for their first set of gloves, and Sanchez dedicating this fight to his brother Noel, who lost last night to Jimmy Posa in the 132-pound novice division. 3 3-minute rounds in the open ranks. Sanchez in the gold, Brown in the blue.
And Brown looks like he's trying to get it over with one punch.
Brown said his best punch is his right hand, but it has been bothering him because he injured it in sparring since his last bout.
Nothing wrong with his left hook, Kathy. Two snappy left hooks to the body. He looks like the puncher of the two.
Brown in the blue, 21 years old. Sanchez in the gold, 24. Some crisp blows landed by Brown.
Brown is not very mobile. He just shuffles in. That's all right for a heavyweight. He looks like he may be punching like a heavyweight. He can punch. See the way he just shuffles along there. Nothing fancy, no side to side, nothing.
He looks like he's got plenty of power in those gloves.
Some body shot in there by Brown.
And Brown chasing Sanchez around the ring. And a caution from the referee, George Ward. And he is taking a point away. So, a warning given, which is a point deduction, taken away from Rodney Brown.
Oh, both fighters throwing left hooks. It's Brown wobbled a little bit.
We might not have to worry about that point taken away on the scorecards. It might not come to that.
Big right hand.
Slugfest continues on right back there by Brown.
No, I think Brown is a little better pitcher. He can really punch, but I don't know how good a catcher he is.
Usually you think of this weight class, Gil, and you think of the boxers sashaying around the ring.
Not these two kids.
Brown trying to load up in that combination.
Brown throws a real professional left hook. Plenty of snap. He knows how to dig it underneath.
And defensively, Brown doing a good job getting the hands high and warding off the shots by Sanchez. 30 seconds, opening round. Sanchez leading with a right that time.
And got away with it. Landed right on the button.
Final seconds of this opening round with blows being thrown everywhere. We'll be back.
Some of this action. Now there's that straight right hand lead by Sanchez, and then you can see Brown come back and burying one underneath and then back up on top with that right hand.
So keep in mind, 1 point was deducted from Rodney Brown in that first round. This is round 2 is scheduled for 3 in this 147-pound open division.
Well, Sanchez is moving a little more now in this round. I imagine his corner spotted the fact that Brown shuffles, trying to confuse him with lateral movements.
And Kathy, those body blows landed by Rodney Brown, they'll stick with you for a while.
He's really digging those punches, but it's because his opponent is giving him time to set up for that.
That educated left hook. It's a real professional left hook.
He's only been boxing for 2 years, Brown. A couple ladies on his block saw him fighting in the streets and said, why don't you go into the gym and do it in an organized situation?
I wonder if they're his managers right now.
Yeah. Both fighters scored.
Brown is a little more active with his hands than Sanchez.
Good right hand landed by Sanchez. Now losing his balance, it's just a slip.
He buried a couple of good body punches, Brown did, and you could just see Sanchez wince. Broke him in half, he just about did it.
Don't wait on him! Don't wait on him! Let's go, dude! Don't wait on him! Don't wait on him!
Sanchez started boxing in Puerto Rico. He joined a gym and was boxing with Juan Laporte, who was living there at the time. That's a good person to start out with.
Brown scoring often. Does this look like a type of bout that you'd see in the Olympics in terms of style?
No, I would say absolutely not. These kids are fighting the way professional fighters fight.
So a totally different type of amateur boxing.
This certainly does not look like an Olympic bout. These kids are looking to knock each other out of the ring. In Olympic boxing, that's supposed to only score the same as a left jab if you lead with a hard right hand. And I think Brown landed a right hand. I think he hurt Sanchez a little bit, but Sanchez is showing plenty of heart in there.
I thought that Sanchez's uppercut did some scoring.
Sanchez got a right hand in there.
Final seconds of the second round. And Gil, I want to pick up on that point comparing the New York Golden Gloves to the Olympics and other big amateur competitions. We've heard some of the fighters over the years describe this as, you don't try to impress the judges, you want to go in there and just beat the heck out of the other guy, which is so much different than the approach when you get to the higher levels.
Well, what happens, I think that New York has a lot of professional trainers. They train a lot of professional fighters, and they take on these amateur kids. And you go to some other sections of the country where they really try to enforce the amateur way of scoring. You know, my idea, if you take a big, tall, skinny southpaw with a little strength and put him in a 3-round fight and get him in condition, I don't think he can lose. I mean, because all he has to do is touch you, and it's supposed to count them the same as if you land a good, solid punch. I just don't see that at all.
You want to be a street dog? Right now, you're not the street dog. You gotta give me.
Any comments, Kathy?
Yeah, we're going to hear from the amateur people again.
Well, that's just too bad. That's my opinion.
These people should know the rules, though. When they're entering the tournaments, they know they've been in other tournaments, especially here, the open class. So they can't complain afterwards if they're unhappy with the decision. They know all the rules. They know what the referee is saying and what they're being warned of. So they know ahead of time. They've got to make that their game plan. If they want to turn pro and make money in the future, then let them do it. But for now, they have to stick to the rules. So do we.
Well, right, and again, but it depends on what your objective is. I mean, if you can teach a fighter to box that way and just keep using a big, long left jab and quick combinations with no power in them, or if your ultimate goal is to become a good professional fighter, you want him to sit down more on his punches and start him from the beginning, because it's tough to change a guy, change his habits or his style once it's been ingrained in him.
Third and final round. Rodney Brown, blue trunks. Artie Sanchez, the gold. 147-pound open division on the line.
Brown has very, very quick hands.
Doing the stalking again.
Brown has simplified everything. He just shuffles in, keeps his balance, tries to make you throw the first punch and then counter. And when he counters, has plenty on it.
Now Brown showing a little bit of a jab.
There he goes again.
So when Sanchez comes in with that lead right, he pays for it.
Sanchez is not exactly the typical amateur boxer either, because he is just not as aggressive at all.
No, well, that's what we mentioned. Both of these guys are setting down on their punches, and they're really trying to get each other out of there.
At least Brown has more combinations. Sanchez is trying to get his 1-2 in, but that's about it.
Sanchez better get away from those ropes.
This is a very, very strict referee that we have this time around.
Every time Brown lands that left hook to the body, he hurts Sanchez with it. You see Sanchez feel the punch.
And Brown really digs that hook to the body. Here's a caution. Give it to Sanchez. Another hammering body blow. Rodney Brown, the bronze medalist at the Empire State Games, the Ohio State Fair champion. Looking for his first set of golden gloves and landing a right hand to Sanchez's face. Sanchez again with the lead right, but paying for it. Final seconds of the bout. A strong third round and a strong performance by Rodney Brown. He's 21 years of age, a student at Westchester Community College. And he will join an impressive list of past champions in this weight class.
Well, my ex-fighter, Emil Griffith, won this 147-pound class and went on to become 6-time world champion.
And Eddie Gregory, who became Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. And I would think that Brown would thrive in the professional ranks.
Well, yes, he's got that professional style. He really, and he throws nice combinations. He has fast hands. Very, very good prospect.
On the Yonkers PAL, handled by Sal Carenti, and there's Artie Sanchez, who fought a brave fight, but absorbed a lot of punishment. Now we have the envelope. Let's find out who the winner is.
The winner of the 147-pound open class is, from the blue corner, Rodney Brown.
And it's interesting that Brown, unlike many of the other boxers, simply raised his hands and said, yes, I want it, I worked for it. Nothing fancy. It was almost like he expected it.
That's the way he fought. Nothing fancy, just solid, kept his balance, kept his feet under, and was able to score.
I think Sal Carenti from the Yonkers PAL is more excited than he is, and also Vincent Zip Green. So Rodney Brown goes in the annals of the 147-pound open division. A new champion, and we might hear a lot about him as a professional in the future. We'll be back. Garden Mayor Dinkins making a special presentation in the ring right now at the Golden Gloves.
The oldest lodging boxing tournament in the world. For 66 years, the Daily News has run it superbly. And for 66 years, the Golden Gloves has provided opportunities for the youth of our city to discover the pride and the power that they have within themselves. The Golden Gloves has again and again provided a stepping stone on their way to recognition. Youngsters who came from some of our poorest neighborhoods have known the first taste of what it is to be a champion, thanks to the competition of the Golden Gloves. And at a time when many were writing off the young people of our city and this nation to the scourge of drugs, the Golden Gloves rose to the challenge. They provided our young people with a skill and an alternative to the drug culture. And our young people have responded to the challenge. Now hear this. Now hear this. Over the last 6 years, the Daily News has tested 3,936, and only 23 have failed. I want to hear it for those young people. I think they're terrific. And I have a certificate of recognition for Fred Drasner, of the publisher, as publisher of the New York Daily News. He has continued an outstanding tradition of the Big Apple. The Golden Gloves, the largest and oldest boxing tournament in the world and a historic source of future champions, both in and out of the ring. To Fred Drasner, Daily News.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. We are particularly proud to continue this great tradition of the Daily News and hope to see it far into the future. For me, it's a particularly rewarding evening because in 1956, with the Police Athletic League, I started my boxing career, and with a record of 2-12, it ended that year. So I tried to get to this ring the hard way, and it turns out buying the newspaper was the easy way to get here. But thank you very much, and thanks to you, Mr. Mayor, for the award.
So a special presentation by Mayor David Dinkins of New York City. And just a couple of moments ago, we saw Rodney Brown victorious over Artie Sanchez in the 147-pound open division, and Rodney is standing by right now with Kathy Burke.
Thank you, Bruce. And Rodney, a lot happier tonight, but you do have a problem. Can you tell us about it?
Well, I couldn't train for this fight really because of my hand. I had an injury during sparring while I was training for this fight early in the week, like right after the semifinals. But I felt if I just kept my running up and I was just training with my left hand to keep my weight. I really wasn't sure about this fight, but I came through, and that's what makes a good boxer, when I can come through it.
Well, I don't know, and before we leave, we'll probably try to get a shot of your hand now that you undid it. It's a big lump that we have. But in the meanwhile, I'd like to talk about what you want to do with your future. Very interesting that you want to work with children.
Yeah, I like kids a lot. But my future, right now, I'm going to school, college, but it's hard, you know what I mean? So I do want to turn pro, you know, as a professional, as being a boxer. But I guess it's just time. I'm not ready now. You know,
if it doesn't work out, there's any American citizen or any immigrant with a green card, you could get places in child care.
Right. Well, I do like kids, but I hope not to have to live off of being having a job working with kids. I hope I can be a professional boxer and make money. Because my dream really is to buy a house. All I want is my own house. So no one can, you know, I can play my music as loud as I want and stuff like that. And no one can complain, tell me to turn it down. I just want my house, so where I can live and, you know, look out for my parents.
Well, you look like the determined type. You did it tonight. Congratulations again. Now back to ringside.
Well, Rodney Brown says whatever you want, you have to work hard for. He worked hard for his first set of Golden Gloves, and he's got them. Paramount at Madison Square Garden in New York City, the Daily News Golden Gloves Championships. 12 young men will be crowned tonight. We've already awarded 3 sets of gloves, and we're getting set to present a 4th in the 125-pound novice division. Michael Ragone and Wilgens Lively set to go at it for 3 rounds. Right now, we're set for the introduction of the fighters. Let's go back to public address announcer Kevin Van Meter.
The fourth contest of this evening is the 125-pound novice. The referee is Danny Gant. In the gold corner, Michael Ragone from Yonkers, PAL. At 18, Ragone is a student at Mahopec High School. From Putnam Valley, he has 3 decisions entering the ring tonight. In the blue corner, Wilgens Lively from Gleason's Boxing Club. Lively is 16 years old and attends Erasmus Hall. From Brooklyn, his record is 1 by and 2 decisions.
So it's Ragone, 18 years of age, and Lively, 16. 2 youngsters.
And yes, you know, at that, when a kid is 16 years old and he's in with an 18-year-old kid, that age difference can really make something. It's tough to give away a couple of years at this stage in their 2 careers.
Ragone in the gold corner reached the finals with 3 decisions, and Lively in the blue corner with 2 decisions and 1 bye. Lively, who you see, a student at Brooklyn's Erasmus Hall.
I guess I'll have to say it first. Do you think Lively will be lively, Bruce?
I hope so. Solid punch landed by Lively. Now Ragone is a high school football player who played at 147 pounds, and he's come down 22 pounds since the end of the season to compete at this weight class.
Guess he'll have to bulk up again when football season starts.
Absolutely, he was the MVP of the Class A high school bowl game. Very good player. Danny Gant is the referee.
Lively stands straight up when he's throwing a punch. If he gets nailed, he could get flattened. Straight up.
Lively throws beautiful combinations.
He's been boxing for 4 years and he's only 16. And both fighters scoring, but Lively has thrown more punches that have landed thus far.
And he nailed Ragone with a good right hand coming in.
Another good flurry. Lively is up on his toes nicely and landing the left.
Seems much more the skill of the 2. Very, very good balance, good boxer, and fast hands. Lively.
Some pretty moves off the ropes by Lively.
10 seconds left, Lively, go!
The first round for Wilgens Lively.
Let's take a look at some of this action. You can see Ragone comes in wide open, and Lively sure takes advantage of it.
Round number 2, 125-pound novice division. Championships, 1993 Daily News Golden Gloves.
Lively just glides around that ring. He sure is lively.
And he's very fluid.
Yes, that's the word I was searching for, Bruce. Thank you.
Kathy Burke in the corner with Sal Corrente, Michael Ragone's trainer.
Okay, Sal, we're spying on you here. You're not supposed to be giving these instructions.
Well, I know I'm not.
All right, pretend we're not here.
I'll tell you first.
What'd you tell him in
This
between
kid
rounds,
calls
Sal?
me uncle, and he's almost like family to me. And, you know, and he's a very new boxer, and he's just learning, Kathy. He really is learning. He's only boxing 2 months. We got him to put the jab together a little bit. He's a strong kid, but he needs a lot of work. The luck of the draw this year brought him this far. He's a very game kid, a good athlete, but he needs a lot of work.
What do you want to fix right now?
Right now, I want him to fight. I just want him to make a war out of this. You know, he's a little tentative. I just want him to move in. I've been showing him that right hand to the body, left hook to the head. But he's giving this guy too much range. We're having a problem. He's got to cut the distance down. That's what he's got to do. He's a very strong kid. I think he's a little outclassed here. Hey, it's a learning experience. He knows it.
Thank you. Now back to Bruce.
Michael Ragone is also a terrific golfer, Gil. He's a 3 handicap. He won the 1990 MGA, which is the Metropolitan Golf Association Boys Championship. So he's a man of lots of athletic skills. A football player, a golfer, and a boxer. What a combination.
Well, he came into this tournament after only 2 months of boxing.
And it just goes to show a tough kid doesn't always make a good boxer right away, that is. Let's listen and see what Sal has to say at the end of this round.
Come on, man. Come on, Mike. Come on, man. You look like a winner, baby. Come on, you got to go out there and war with this guy now. You hear what I'm saying to you? War. Gotta go, baby. Non-stop. Non-stop. Gotta let everything go. Let everything go, Mike. I want you to mug this guy. Understand what I'm saying to you? Mug this guy. You gotta mug this guy. On him.
Stay off the goddamn road. I don't want you standing still. I ain't down here. Remember, I want to show.
Come on, baby. One more. Easy. Don't let them hands up. He holding it. Mike, hey. This is the last quarter, baby. Okay? This is the last quarter. All right? You got to do it. Come on, now tee off on this guy. Tee off. Yeah. You got to knock him out, all right? That's what you got to do. Knock him out.
Gil, you got to like the way he simplifies things. He put in a football term and a golf term during that corner discussion.
Well, he certainly is a motivator. We'll have to say that. But again, it's the skills. I had mentioned earlier to you, I very seldom put a kid in the gloves unless he trained for at least a year. Now here's a kid in there, a lot of athletic ability, very strong. But you could just see, you could just see Lively setting him up, taking steps over to the right. These are things that Ragone has never seen.
Beautiful movement by Lively as he slips the punch and lands the combination.
Sal Corrente knows he doesn't have too much going into here. He just told him, mug the guy. Do anything you can do. I want you to mug him.
And Kathy, that might be totally different instructions in a year from now.
Oh, that's right. Although Sal did mention he'd like him to stick with the golf. He's got the 3 handicap.
Comes to golf, I just have a handicap.
That's exactly what Ragone is trying to do, mug his opponent.
Well, he's a game kid. You can see that he's a competitor.
Sure is. And a good punch landed by Ragone. We have about 45 seconds left in the bout. Ragone is really exerting some power. Ragone is throwing some bombs.
And you can see the competitive spirit coming out in Ragone. He's a tough kid.
Lively better get to boxing again. Well, we know one thing about Ragone. He can follow instructions. Now Lively battles back.
Sal Corrente said when Ragone came to the gym, his idols were Mancini and Pazienza, and he knew he was in trouble this way. The kid would be blocking punches with his face.
Beautiful move by Lively to end the fight. And some furious action in the last 40 seconds. So a game Michael Ragone turning things around for a while in the 3rd round, but Lively got the last few punches in there.
And they were solid punches.
You did very, very good. You tried. That's what I wanted you to do in the 1st and 2nd round, Mike. Understand? Hey, Mike, good job. Good job. Good job, man. This guy's got a lot more experience than you. You'll be back again, huh?
Well, this is the aggressiveness that Sal talked about.
Well, you can see the strength of Ragone, but again, you know, when he's throwing wide punches, the other guy's throwing correct punches. They're a little quicker. They get to the mark a little quicker, and that makes the difference.
Watch this nice move.
Sure.
Oh, what a spinning move by Lively.
He just glides around that ring. He's got the skills.
Kathy, we saw a little bit of Pernell Whitaker, a little bit of Buddy McGirt in that last move by Lively.
And you know, Bruce, I'd like to go see this kid play football. I bet he's some football player.
He is a wide receiver and a defensive back. He had 2 touchdowns in the championship game in which his school, Mayapack High School, won. So he is a tough customer. We're ready for the decision.
And the winner of the 125-pound novice class is, from the blue corner, Wilgens Lively.
Wilgens Lively from Gleason's Gym, 16 years of age, a student at Brooklyn's Erasmus High School. He is victorious in the 125-pound novice division, and he knows how to pose for a picture as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's card can be seen on a tape.
So congratulations to Lively, and congratulations also for a fine performance to Ragone. We'll be back. Gloves. 106-pound open division up next. The little guys, Joseph Quiambo and Manuel Torres. And we're set for the fanfare and the introduction of the fighters.
The next bout is for the 106-pound open class championship. The referee is Danny Gant. In the gold corner, Joseph Quiambo boxes for the Empire Sporting Club. From Jamaica, Queens, he is 19 and attends LaGuardia Community College. A 3-time Daily News Golden Glove silver medalist, he has won both the Metros and the Empire State Games. In the blue corner, Manuel Torres, boxing for the Sunset Park PAL program. Torres is a factory foreman who hails from Brooklyn. A finalist in the 1992 Daily News Golden Globes. He was also a finalist in the Empire State Games and the PAL Nationals.
Well, you can see Torres, who last year lost in the 106-pound novice final to Juan Rodriguez. He reached the final with all byes. And there's Joseph Quiambo. This is his 4th Golden Gloves championship bout. He has yet to win a title. This was a division which was dominated by David Villar for 6 years, and he lost to Villar twice in championship bouts, and in 1990 to a young man named Bryant O'Shea. So Quiambo in the gold corner, a chance to finally atone and get a pair of gloves.
They're just going for it at this point, Bruce.
These are the little guys, and you love to see it.
And you know, with the experience that both these fighters have, they both have good, solid amateur backgrounds. I thought they'd come out trying to feel each other out, but I forgot that this is the Golden Gloves.
106 pounds, the lightest fighters of the evening.
Each tournament they enter, they may only fight once or twice because they're in this low weight class. They don't have much competition. Quiambo told me a walkover should not be called whoa.
Big right hand landed there. In trouble. Torres had Quiambo in trouble. Torres putting the pressure on.
Well, again, Torres is a 25-year-old man, and I think that the fact that he's mature is going to help him.
Quiambo is 19.
Torres wasn't doing good enough fighting orthodox style. He had to switch to southpaw.
Quiambo battling back. 5-punch combination in there. And there's some blood outside the ridge of the nose on the face of Quiambo.
And also Torres.
They're just trading punches.
Torres has got an educated left hand and it's working very, very well for him. There it is again.
As you said it landed.
That will be a standing 8 count being given by Danny Gant. Quiambo's face a bloody mess already with still 45 seconds to go in the round. Good right hand landed by Quiambo. Torres, a factory foreman in Brooklyn, New York, from the Sunset Park PAL. And it was Torres, who lost to Quiambo in the Empire State game. So this is one of the few times you see in Golden Gloves competition fighters that have seen each other before and battled each other. Furious first round is winding down. Big first round for Manuel Torres. Standing 8 count was given to Quiambo. Quiambo was a bloody mess at the end of 1. And Torres' corner very pleased with the way he looked in that first round.
And Quiambo's corner has used some of the strategy that I used to use. I'd have a fighter come back and he'd really look tired. I'd look him right in the eye and say, the other guy is dead tired. And that's just about what they did with Quiambo.
Torres, 6 years the senior of Quiambo, and he also has a 2.5-inch height advantage.
Well, if I was Torres, I'd stick with that left hand. He's led with a couple of right hands, and that can be very, very dangerous.
Right hand got through, the left hand missed by Torres.
There he is leading with that right hand again. Can only do that so many times before you get caught. There he is again.
His jab is so crisp, you ought to stick with that.
That's all he has to do, side to side, and just keep snapping that left jab out.
And now Danny Gant wants the doctor to take a look. No, he wants the cornerman to pick up his trunks. I thought he wanted to look at the nose. It was a cosmetic switcheroo in the corner.
And the cornerman still wiped the blood from his nose. Now Quiambo is really setting down, trying to nail Torres.
Solid right hand landed by Quiambo. Back comes Torres.
Right now the difference in this fight has been Torres' long left hand.
Quiambo with the combination. Quiambo letting it hang out.
Coming back with all his heart.
Quiambo landing blows left and right.
Well, he really wants it, this kid does.
Blood pouring out of his nose, and he is relentless. Quiambo backs Torres into the corner. And a standing 8 now given to Torres.
This is our biggest turnaround so far since we've been doing the Golden Gloves this year.
And look at Quiambo come running after him.
Another right hand landed by Quiambo. A minute to go in the second round.
Well, Quiambo is making Torres fight his fight now. Torres is the guy with the good long left hand.
Oh,
he comes back.
Left by Torres.
Another one. He switched to southpaw.
Blood continues to stream down the nose of Quiambo.
I don't want either of them to lose.
A second round punch fest. Quiambo rages back, and a standing 8 given again to Torres. One more in this round, and the fight will be stopped.
We talk about the heavyweights. This is 106 pounds, half the size.
15 seconds to go coming up in the second round. Both youngsters showing tremendous heart. What a round, listen to the crowd.
That could be the round of the year or the century.
Just keep your head down.
Incredible flurries on the part of both boxers. 2 standing 8s given in the round to Torres. And this fight all riding on the third round.
I would have to say so. They're going to have to calm Torres down, pump a little oxygen into him.
Dig down deep. Just keep your head down, make him miss.
Here's a look at that furious second round.
Look at these punches. Quiambo just has that heart. He just does not want to lose this fight.
Look at the efficiency of the punches. Everything is landing. Quiambo has been here 3 times before to the finals, has never won a Golden Gloves title.
Let's go. Come on.
If you had to predict what would happen now, what would be your predictions?
I would have to say that it all depends on Torres. If he tries to war with Quiambo, he's going to lose this fight. He's going to have to use his smarts.
Torres is late coming out of his corner.
Third and final round, 106-pound open division. Quiambo landing solid blows early. Another right hand.
He can't keep Quiambo off him. He has to get that left hand going, and he has to try to get those legs under him.
Quiambo with the right hand upstairs. And again, the referee, Danny Gant, asked the cornermen to raise those trunks, cover the protective supporter.
Looks like his trunks are gone.
Big left hand by Torres.
Both fighters are landing solid punches.
And now a body blow by Quiambo. Quiambo with the combination.
And Torres now switches to southpaw. Again.
Torres getting back into it, the straight left hand.
Fighting from the southpaw stance now, Bruce. And his best punch was that educated left hand.
Quiambo unloading a left to the face of Torres.
That may have been the punch that turns this fight completely around.
A minute 30 to go in the bout.
Both fighters are so exhausted, so tired. You know, you can't have a draw in amateur boxing, but this is one case where they should raise both guys' hands.
Quiambo tried to jump with the punch. There's no energy left, just jumping with the punch.
Quiambo, a bloody mess. His trunks are falling down. He can't keep his hands up, but somehow he continues.
And now he's dancing a little bit.
He looks so pathetic coming in, this bloody mess, even his clothes.
50 seconds to go. Torres needs to reach down.
I think the fight is still on the line.
Quiambo fighting on courage and landing a right. And another punch.
There's the fight.
He's going.
There is the fight.
And is the third standing 8 given to Torres. One more in the bout, and the fight will be stopped.
Looks like everything just left Torres' body. He's just exhausted and frustrated at this point.
15 seconds to go. Quiambo puts the pressure on, and this one is over! Joseph Quiambo, bloodied and all, wins the Golden Gloves for the first time.
They could make a movie of this story. They could make a movie of this kid. Kept failing in the finals, kept failing, and all of a sudden in a fight like this, he realizes his dream. This is just great.
In the first round, he's given a standing 8 count, probably loses the first round by 2 points.
Well, I gave the first round to Torres by 2 points.
And he comes back, 2 standing 8s in the second, given to Torres, and then 2 standing 8s in the third, and by amateur rules, 4 standing 8s during the duration of the bout, and it's a referee stops contest. Here's the first in the third round, Joe.
Take a look at this furious action of these 2 fighters. Talk about a big heart. He weighs 106 pounds. It must be all heart. Look at this kid. Where did he get this energy from?
More action. Here's the end of the fight.
Oh, it's just unbelievable. It goes to show you, Quiambo must have felt like he just couldn't do it anymore. But look, once you hurt a guy, how that adrenaline starts to flow again.
Oh, what a picture. Unbelievable comeback by Joseph Quiambo.
This is why people come to the Golden Gloves, to see something like this. You've never seen a happier crowd.
Let's get the official announcement from Kevin Van Meter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee stops the contest in the third round. The winner of the 106-pound open class is from the gold corner, Joseph Quiambo.
The little guys provide the biggest action. An unbelievable fight. And the 19-year-old Quiambo from the Empire Club wins the championship after losing the first 3 years he had entered in the finals.
And you see Bob Jackson, a professional trainer. He was as happy as the kid. You see him mugging for the camera.
I think he was too exhausted to jump at the end. Pros have, the pros have come out to see the amateurs. James Buddy McGirt, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. Mustafa Muhammad won this as Eddie Gregory in 71 and 72 in the 147-pound open division. And what they saw was an unbelievable war in the 106-pound open division.
I just don't believe it. I've never seen kids fight this hard to win anything. I mean, you'd think that Quiambo, where he got that reserve of energy from, I'll never tell you.
The winner, Joseph Quiambo, he is standing by with Kathy Burke.
Thank you, and I'm here with the Joseph Quiambo fan club. Even the cameraman's a member, our producer, the stage managers, everyone. How'd you do this?
Well, it takes hard work, my coach Roy Edmonds, and Jesus. Because I get all my strength from him. That's it.
But what happened? First round, you really looked like you were in a little bit of trouble. You might have been outclassed. What happened?
I was emotionally down. If you see me before the fight, I was a little bit teary and crying. But then my coach Roy Edmonds, he told me what to do. So after the first round, I woke up and I got going. But I was tired the whole fight.
Why were you teary and crying? You thought it was slipping away?
No, I was just thinking about the last time when I lost to David Villar. And I was very disappointed, so I didn't want that to happen again. And I was thinking about what happened if it did. But then my coach helped me out. I would like to thank Lawrence Baton for letting me train there because I had no money to go to Gleason. I like to have my little cousin in Philadelphia and all my relatives in the Philippines. Love you, Mom.
You know, you mentioned that instead of calling things a walkover or a bye, we should call it a Quiambo because you don't have to fight very often. Well, I think you took all your punches in one bout.
Well, I looked very bad here. I was very disappointed in myself. I'm just happy I won. But the next bout and all those, from now on, I'm going to look great. Very great.
Well, congratulations. Everybody here was amazed. People were on their feet after the second round, and I hope we see you back here again.
Well, I'll be better the next time for the next Golden Glove till 96. I look much better and win the Sugar Ray Robinson Award.
Okay.
I'm most outstanding boxer for the night in the Golden Gloves.
I think so. Thank you very much. And now back to Bruce at ringside.
Quiambo has won the Empire State Games, the Metros, and now the Golden Gloves. We'll move on. The 178-pound novice championship is up next.
This contest is for the 178-pound novice class. The referee is Vinny Shomo. In the gold corner, Secundino Dino Rivera Jr. from Gleason's Gym. Rivera is 20 and works in construction trades. From Hollis, Queens, he has 3 decisions and 1 knockout. In the blue corner, from Gallagher's Boxing Club, Derrick Riddick. He is 20 years old and hails from Kew Gardens. Entering the ring tonight, Riddick has 1 decision and 3 knockouts.
So Derrick Riddick fighting in the division that Riddick Bowe once won in 1985, the 178-pound novice division. The referee is Vinny Shomo. Round 1. Back to the 2-minute round. Dino Rivera. Derrick Riddick.
case of the, I think, more skilled boxer, at least coming out against the bigger puncher in Riddick. So let's see what happens. Well, then he had better get Rivera out early, because that call is certainly going to take effect in a lot of rounds. Especially his record, he's had 3 knockouts, which means he hasn't had much time in the ring.
And Riddick swinging wildly at this. Riddick in the blue has been boxing for only 6 months. He reached the finals with 3 knockouts and 1 decision. And a big right hand by Riddick. He's got some thunder in those gloves, Gil.
Yeah, but Rivera took the punch and he's still there. When Rivera throws that right jab, that left jab, excuse me, he drops that right hand, which can be very, very dangerous.
Rivera missing with the right hand, both fighters missing. Now the pressure being put on by Riddick again. And a standing 8 count given to Dino Rivera.
Good move by Vinny Shomo. Rivera was wobbly.
And no time left in the first round. So right at the end of the first round, a standing 8 given to Rivera. Riddick 2 or 3 times in that round had almost forced the ref into calling for a standing 8.
Well, he can punch, but again, he's in with the more active fighter. And if you strictly enforce the amateur rules, where every punch counts the same, it's going to be tough for Rivera to win this fight. He may have to score a knockout.
We're going in without using the jab. Use your jab just a little bit more. Use the jab and step in. And set everything up off the jab. You understand? Yeah. And then go to the body. All right?
Here's Riddick.
He's a bomber, there's no question about that.
Now let's take a look at how the standing 8 came about very late in the first round.
And it was the right hand that really wobbled him, and he followed with a left hook that was a glancing blow. If that would have landed solidly, the fight may have been over.
And a good time to jump in there by Vinny Shomo, the 4-time Golden Gloves champion.
As a welterweight.
You mention that every year sarcastically.
I never said anything sarcastically. I just pointed out that he was the welterweight champion.
Round 2, 178-pound novice class. And again, it's Riddick throwing bombs.
Great, stop! Wow.
Riddick backing Rivera up, looking for the one big punch. Rivera with the short uppercut. Riddick. And you can hear the action all the way out here.
These are 2 headhunters we have in the ring right now. No body punches at all.
If I was Rivera, I would double up that jab so that Riddick can't counter.
Both fighters from Queens, New York. Riddick 21, Rivera 20 years of age. Riddick practically grabbing his head. And yet a caution is given to Rivera for holding. Final seconds of the second round. Madison Square Garden in New York City, the Daily News Golden Gloves for 1993. Fine crowd of Almost 3,000 on hand tonight, making a lot of noise. Moving to the third and final round of this 178-pound novice class. Dino Rivera in the gold trunks, Derrick Riddick in the blue. And Riddick is looking for his 4th knockout of the tournament. And a left hand landed solidly to the head of Rivera.
He is a strong kid. That's a raw talent right there. Somebody can refine him. Rivera gets hit on the chin and he dances a little bit.
And referee Vinny Shomo steps in. That's another standing 8 count. The ref is staying right by the 2 fighters. Second standing 8 given in the bout.
I think this is how it's going to go from now on. It looks like Riddick just found his mark. He's just teeing off.
Well, you have to give him credit. Again, you mentioned he went into this fight with a heavy cold.
And there was a punch by Riddick, and he fell down. And a standing 8 given to him.
Looked to me as if his feet got tangled. I don't think he got hit with that hard a punch.
I don't either.
It looked like a delayed reaction. He was shaking the cobwebs out of his head.
So Riddick goes down for the first time. I thought he went down trying to throw a punch. 30 seconds to go. And a standing 8 given to Rivera. That's number 3. One more and the bout will be stopped, but there's not much time left anyway. One ends with a standing 8-filled 3rd round. Explosiveness from Riddick. Rivera is the construction worker, but Riddick had the hammer in his gloves. Now let's take a look, Gil, what happened here with Riddick when he went down.
Yeah, I never really saw a punch.
Yeah, he got hit.
Got hit with a
Delayed
left
reaction to the right hand, I think, on the temple.
Well, I thought the right hand was the better of the 2 punches, but Rivera did follow with a left hook.
This is late in the round, and this was a standing 8 given to Rivera. So there were 4 standing 8 counts in the bout. 3 were given to Rivera, 1 to Riddick. Kathy, what about the punching power of Riddick?
We could hear these punches from our seats. And again, you said that he is raw talent. These people are out here scouting now. They're looking for raw talent, some of these professional coaches.
Well, I spotted one of the manager of the year from Ring Magazine, Shelley Finkel, here in the crowd tonight. And, you know, Shelley's usually very unobtrusive. Nobody knows he's here, but he's here.
Let's get the decision.
The winner of the 178-pound novice class is, from the blue corner, Derrick Riddick.
21-year-old Derrick Riddick from Gallagher's Gym. Young man from Kew Gardens, New York, 21 years of age, been boxing for only 6 months. Hey, Gil, you got to believe he's got a future.
Well, it depends if he wants to spend the time in the gym. The talent is there.
How about a big round of applause for all our gladiators of the ring?
So Riddick and his name to the long list of champions of the Golden Gloves. Paramount at Madison Square Garden. Bruce Beck, Gil Clancy, Kathy Burke with you. The Daily News Golden Gloves continues. Next weight division, 119-pound open class. Now we have a walkover in this particular weight class. Let's pick up
Ladies
the
and gentlemen, starting the second half of tonight's card is the 119-pound open class. The referee is Vinny Shomo. From the 110th Precinct PAL boxing team, Claudio Hidalgo. Winner of the 92 Golden Gloves, 119-pound title. Hidalgo is a chef's helper from Corona, Queens. He has a record of 1 bye and 1 decision. In the gold corner, Carlos Rodriguez from Lynch, PAL. From the Bronx, he is a student at Monroe High School. Rodriguez won the 112-pound novice championship in last year's Daily News Golden Gloves. And the winner of the 119-pound open is Carlos Rodriguez in a medical walkover.
So Carlos Rodriguez wins his second Golden Gloves because of the injured fighter, Claudio Hidalgo, unable to compete tonight. And let's go back for a moment to 1990 when Rodriguez competed in the kid gloves as a 100-pounder. What a bundle of energy he was.
Wow, look at this kid fight. That's the way they start. And we can thank John Condon. Oh, look at that. He has the punching power, 100 pounds of punching power. And we can thank the late John Condon for really introducing these kid gloves and following it and working so hard on it the way he did all those years. Just a tremendous program for the kids.
Kathy, you followed the kid gloves over the years. What makes it special?
Well, I remember him at that tournament, just how these kids grow up. Look at the difference between 1990 and today and how much they mature over the years.
You're right, 19 pounds. He went from 100 to 119, but Rodriguez was the favorite anyway, and he won the 112-pound novice division championship last year, and he wins the 119-pound open with the walkover tonight. Super heavyweight novices, always one of the most entertaining of all the bouts we see during the course of the evening because these are the big boys. It will be Ronald Brown against Marvin Wells. And in 1990 in the quarterfinals, one of the most memorable of all Golden Gloves bouts. Kathy, you were there.
I was there and I recovered.
Watch it very carefully, folks. There it is, a double knockout. Has there ever been anything quite like it?
I've never seen anything like it. That was my first.
So the super heavies are always entertaining. And we'll see if they'll duplicate that feat tonight. Here's the introduction of the fighters.
Our next match is the super heavyweight novice. The referee is Vinny Shomo. In the gold corner, Ronald Brown from Knights Community Center. Brown is 23 and works in the Daily News building as a chef for Alba Pan. From the Bronx, Brown has 1 bye, 2 decisions, and 1 knockout. In the blue corner, from the Kingsway Boxing Club, Marvin Wells. Wells is 18 years old and works in sales. From Jamaica, Queens, he enters the ring tonight with a tournament record of 2 byes, 1 decision, and 1 knockout.
Well, I think I know who the Daily News is rooting for in this bout. That young man, Ronald Brown, who works for a restaurant, Obo Pond, in the Daily News building. He is a chef.
I wonder if they gave him a couple of days off and told him to rest up for the bout.
Back to work tomorrow, from what I hear.
You know, if I took a look at Brown and they had that old program on What's My Line, I would have guessed that he's a chef.
I don't think there's any way, except for the little extra beef. And out of the corner, Brown throwing bombs.
He's not giving Wells a chance to use his superior movement and boxing ability. If somebody told Wells that you have to box, you have to use a jab, but Brown just came right out like shot out of a cannon.
Brown 230 pounds, Wells 212. Ronald Brown from the Bronx, explosive in the opening 30 seconds. And a good stiff jab landed by Brown. Back comes Wells.
These are true novices we're looking at now.
Plenty of spirit. The spirit is willing.
They're fighting in a 20-foot square ring.
Great.
20-point must system utilized in the Golden Gloves. 5 judges will score the fight.
this bout is probably going to be down to conditioning. Who's ever in better shape later in the fight. They both look a little tired early.
Brown's got a nice jab.
If he gets a chance to use it.
There's an uppercut by Brown. Wells missing wildly. He's been boxing for only 3 months. And a bomb landed by Brown. And a standing 8 count given. So Vinny Shomo giving the standing 8 to Marvin Wells. Brown loaded up on that right hand. And that ends the first round. We have seen a number of standing 8s given just before the end of the bell.
Well, by the end of the round, both guys are tired, so when they get hit with a punch, it's more effective.
Also, the referee is not looking at the clock, and it's not supposed to affect their decision. That comes into play actually a lot in the professional fights, because they've been criticized for stopping fights with a few seconds left, but it can save a person and save them from injury.
Well, that's what happened with Julio Cesar Chavez and Meldrick Taylor when Richard Steele stepped in and stopped the fight right at the very end of the fight. A lot of people criticized Richard Steele, but a professional fighter can do a lot of damage in a few seconds against a helpless opponent.
That's right, and he's not carrying around a watch that tells you there's 4 seconds left, and neither is Vince Shomo, so if a standing 8 count is coming, it's going to come no matter what. I would not want to be a referee for a super heavyweight bout.
Michael Olajide Sr. handling the training for Marvin Wells from the Kingsway Boxing Club. Round number 2, super heavyweight novices in the ring. Ronald Brown, gold trunks, Marvin Wells in the blue trunks. And again, it's Brown landing combinations.
Right about now, I think that Wells is starting to feel a little dizzy. You can just see the way his movement is at the moment.
He does not know how to get in there. He's just walking straight in.
He's trying to move in behind a jab, but Brown is timing it pretty well.
And Brown throws this overhand right, which may not be textbook style, but it gets there.
And Wells is putting plenty of pressure on Brown.
Wells isn't snapping the jab. It looks like he's putting out his hand and he's walking in with it. It's not, you can't say it's a crisp jab.
Well, that's just about what he's doing, Kathy. Very good analysis. Somebody told him he has to move in behind the jab, and he's just putting it out in front of him.
Caution given to Wells. Hitting with his head. Another overhand right landed by Brown. Now a caution to both fighters for holding. That's 2 cautions to Wells. Next caution will be a warning and he'll lose a point.
And right now Brown is really hurting him with that left jab. It's a stiff left jab.
That's
there it is every
punch.
time. There he is and Wells just keeps walking right into it.
Final seconds of round 2 in the super heavyweight novice division. Round for Ronald Brown and a good jab.
Well, and it's a stiff jab. So there it is. And Wells just walks right into it. There it is again. You think that the Wells would be, he's got the longer arms. He looks like he's in a little better condition, but Brown out-jabbed him in that round.
Round 3, super heavyweight novice division. Brown in the gold trunks, Wells in the blue. And a big thunderous right hand landed by Brown. Warning. That is a caution, excuse me. That's the second caution given to Ronald Brown. Each fighter has been given 2 cautions. Wells trying to put some pressure on.
He's been trying to put pressure on for the entire fight. He's the guy that walks right in there all the time. Brown doesn't have to look for him. And Brown has him timed pretty good right now. And Brown gets nailed with a couple of good solid punches.
Brown's got almost a textbook jab, Gil, but everything else is wild. It's from the side, it's from over his head.
And Wells, never heard of, for example, feinting one time. He's so easy to time because he walks in with the same motion, or he has walked in with the same motion for the entire fight. Hasn't changed anything. Here he comes again.
Brown's got dynamite in those fists. Wells backs Brown up, but doesn't do much damage to him.
Again, Wells hasn't changed one thing for the entire fight. And right now they're both getting very, very weary.
Shomo separates the boxers with 15 seconds to go in the third and final round. You tend to see the novices sucking air late in the fight. And that is it. So some respect shown by each fighter. Marvin Wells heads back to his corner. It's nice to have the idea of putting a pressure on somebody, Gil, but you got to back it up with your fists.
And you change. I mean, you know, you change. You don't just walk in and do exactly the same thing every time. You feint a little bit. You maybe try a right-hand lead, try a punch to the body, do something different. But Wells just walked in exactly the same way for the entire fight. And if they just gave points for aggression, Wells would win the fight. But I don't think that in this case he did.
There's no way they could give it to him. He has his arms raised, which I would try also. I think anybody tries that to maybe sway the judges.
Kathy, what do you think of the potential of that young man, Ronald Brown?
He's really raw. I can't see anything now that would say someday this man could be a world champion. Sometimes you see that very early, but I'd say he's very, very raw at this point.
From the Night CC in Manhattan. And we have the decision. Let's go back to Kevin Van Meter.
The winner of the super heavyweight novice class is, from the gold corner, Ronald Brown.
Ronald Brown with the judges scoring 5-zip. No surprise there.
And I love it when both fighters show the respect. They hug each other. I mean, that's why the people that complain about boxing and knock boxing, they say it's only a sport where you're trying to live a punishment. It just belies the fact when you see these kids hug each other after a tough fight. And the tougher the fight is, the more affection they show to each other after a fight.
The country's oldest and largest boxing tournament, the Golden Gloves, rages on. We'll return in a moment. 66th Annual Daily News Golden Gloves Finals continues with the 132-pound open division.
This bout is for the 132-pound Open Championship. The referee is Frank Martinez. In the gold corner, Bryant Adams from the New Bed-Stuy Boxing Club. He's 21 and a film coordinator from Brooklyn. Adams was a finalist in the 92 Daily News Golden Gloves tournament. In 92, he won the Metros, Empire State Games, and the Regionals. His record is 2 buys and 2 decisions. In the blue corner, from Manhattan and the Park Avenue Boxing Club, Reggie White. White was a semifinalist in the 92 Daily News Golden Gloves. He has a record of 3 decisions and 1 knockout.
Reggie White, 4 victories to get to the finals, a KO and 3 decisions. Last year he lost in the semifinals. And Brian Adams from the Bed-Stuy Boxing Club, one of a trio of George Washington fighters out of Bed-Stuy. He is a film coordinator who won the Empire State Games 3 times, the Metros twice, and the Regionals. Second year in the Golden Gloves, lost in the finals last year. Has a lot of talent.
big rivalry between these two. They have met each other before, and Adams won on disqualification, but they've been sending messages back and forth to each other through the gyms, and there's a big rivalry.
They have trained with each other over the years.
This is like becoming the champion of your block. Sometimes that's more important than winning any other kind of championship. Adams fights sometimes with that left hand by his side, other times he has it up.
Both boxers look like they have quick hands. Scoring on the inside is Adams. Any caution given by the referee.
Adams looks very, very sure of himself in there. Boxing with that left hand by his side.
I've seen a lot of people get caught that way though too, and the whole expression changes when you're
immediately.
Final seconds of the round. Well, the clock is incorrect in inside the arena, so I apologize. There's still a minute 30 to go in the round. It's a 3-minute round, open ranks.
And now White has switched. Now he's back again.
And a right hand landed by White.
And White switches back and forth, southpaw to orthodox. Now he's back to orthodox.
Who has the clock?
40 seconds to go in the first round.
And Adams has been changing that attack. He's been going to the body, going back to the head. Looks like a very smooth fight. There's some couple of solid body punches by Adams. And White complained that the punch was low, which means that it's bothering him.
Been a bit of an awkward fight thus far. Neither guy able to get his timing yet. First round drawing to a close. Championships at the Paramount at Madison Square Garden in the Big Apple, New York City. Round 2, 132-pound open ranks. Bryant Adams in the gold trunks, Reggie White in the blue. White 25 years of age, Adams 22. Adams is a guy who used last year's loss in the finals as a springboard to bigger things, because since that time he's won the Metros, the Empire State Games, and the Nationals and the Regionals.
Looks like a very, very smooth, confident fighter in there right now. And again, he's the guy that's punching to the body and the head. And that's the difference in the fight. There he goes with his solid body punches.
These are two typical amateur boxers, though, and skilled amateur boxers, but that's the style that they usually go for.
White scoring upstairs.
White just can't make up his mind whether he wants to fight southpaw or orthodox. Now he's a southpaw. Now he's orthodox. And meanwhile, Adams is scoring points.
Referee Frank Martinez adjusts the trunks. Solid body blow landed by Bryant Adams. Both boxers are lanky.
Big right hand landed by White, but White is starting to show signs of fatigue.
And there's some blood inside the mouth of Adams.
Well, that was from that big right hand.
Adams is wearing a red mouthpiece. I noticed that at the beginning of the bout, and that could be it. I've never seen a bright red mouthpiece before.
Inside a minute in the second.
And White is really starting to gasp for air.
Here comes Adams.
I'd like to see White land that right hand one more time. He did it before, and it might give him a little bit more confidence to make this a better bout.
I don't think Adams agrees with you, Kathy.
I'm sure he doesn't, but I like to be entertained.
And again, a little bit of wrestling. Not a lot of punches have landed.
Just about every punch that's landed has been by Adams.
And there's a combination by Adams. Will return in a moment to the Paramount. Getting set for the third and final round of the 132-pound open ranks. It's been pretty much Brian Adams' show thus far. Adams in the gold trunks, Reggie White in the blue. And again, a fighter has forgotten a mouthpiece, and therefore referee Frank Martinez holds up the fight. Reggie White gets it from his corner, and we're back in action.
It's happened an awful lot in this tournament.
Goes to show you how excited these guys can get. Now that was Tumbler Davis, a good solid professional second, but forgot the mouthpiece.
Reggie White landing a combination.
Making a fight of it. But again, he can't make up his mind which way he wants to fight, which way he wants to attack.
One thing to try to confuse your opponent, but don't confuse yourself.
And Adams has been catching him in the switches when he's facing him.
Adams missing wildly.
And again, you can see that Reggie White is really gasping for air. He looks like a very tired young fighter at the moment. And Adams is just scoring points.
A point is taken away, the warning given, and a point taken away for holding.
Nice move by Adams. Painted in, stepped to the side, and threw a good right hand lead. Adams is really tired at the moment. Not Adams, excuse me, White.
And this is why he lost their last bout with them. He kept tying up Adams, and he was disqualified for holding.
Oh, beautiful left hand.
And that's what he's doing now, is just grabbing on and hanging in. And
He's had a minute in this bout.
I've never seen a person look up to see where the clock was before.
That's unbelievable. He looked up at the roof of the Paramount. Another point was taken away for Reggie White for holding.
It's all academic in my opinion. Unless White landed a miracle punch, he has no chance to win this fight.
But Brian Adams will continue working until that final bell sounds. White looking up at the clock. You never see that. He doesn't want to continue. Standing 8 given now to Reggie White.
He must be frustrated because right now the clock is broken. It says 0-0. He probably is thinking, why isn't it ending?
Another point taken away.
And the referee, that's
White.
it.
Disqualified.
A disqualification, 3 warnings equal a disqualification, and that was the 3rd warning. And so this fight has been
You can
stopped.
see how tired White is. He just spit his mouthpiece onto the canvas. He can hardly stand, this kid.
So the terminology in amateur boxing, 3 cautions equal a warning. 3 warnings equal a disqualification. Points are lost for warnings. So White lost 3 points in that final round, and even though it was going to be academic anyway, as Gil mentioned, this one is over. And Brian Adams is the winner. He came back nicely from last year's loss to Nick Acevedo, one of the 3 Acevedo brothers to win a Golden Gloves title. And here's a perfect example, Kathy, of a of a boxer who loses in the Golden Gloves but uses it as a springboard to come back and want to accomplish on the other side.
They think about that every time they get in the gym, I'm sure. I've got to get the gloves, I lost the gloves, or they think about what they might have done wrong, and that's what they work at in the gym.
Over that way. Good fight, y'all.
Ryan Adams handled by George Washington and Dylan Parsley. Bed-Stuy Boxing Club. Let's pick up the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee stops the bout in the third round as a result of a disqualification. The winner of the 132-pound open from the gold corner, Brian Adams.
So Brian Adams on a pretty good roll since losing last year. And he parlays those victories in the Metros and the Empire State Games and the Nationals into a Golden Gloves title. So the action continues. Still 3 more bouts to come as our parade of champions at the Garden rolls on. It was established in 1927, the oldest amateur boxing tournament in the country. And the action continues with the novice championship in the 156-pound division. Ricardo Ortega in the ring from Brooklyn, New York, the Schwartz PAL. And his opponent, Ernesto Escalera, with George Washington, the Bed-Stuy Boxing Club, leading the way. And George, the recipient this year of a special award for his service to the amateur boxing community. Both of these young men had to endure 5 bouts to reach the final. Escalera 3 decisions, and Ortega with 3 decisions along the way. The fanfare commences, and the fighters introduced to the crowd.
Our next bout on tonight's card is the 156-pound novice class. The referee, Frank Martinez. In the gold corner, Ernesto Escalera, boxing out of New Bed-Stuy Boxing Club. Escalera is 22 and an engineering technician for Con Edison. His record, 2 buys and 3 decisions. In the blue corner, Ricardo Ortega from Schwartz PAL. He's 16 and attends Martin Luther King Jr. High School. Entering the ring tonight, he has 1 bye, 3 decisions, and 1 knockout.
Ortega won the Metros, the Junior Olympics, the Kid Gloves in the past, and the PAL Nationals. Escalera on the other side, he is really trying to get some redemption tonight. Last year, he won the quarterfinal match, but because he failed the drug test, he was disqualified from the tournament. He said it was unfair. He tried to protest it, but because of the long process, he backed out. And now he is back seeking redemption this year. He has been clean all the way. He claims the test was unfair.
I think this is our biggest age difference of the tournament so far. Ortega 16 years old, Escalera 22.
Ortega has a very, very good solid amateur record, so he must be a very, very good fighter. But again, he's giving away 6 years. That means a lot of maturity, a lot of strength.
In some cases, it's a boy against a man, and you can see the way they're physically built. This case, I don't see it. It's not as if one's a real skinny little kid or... And Ortega, as you said, has been around in other tournaments.
Escalera with the big physique. And he lands with the left. I don't know how Escalera can say that the drug test was unfair. To me, it's simple. It's black and white. There's results, and you're positive or negative.
Bruce, that's not true. The very sophisticated drug test, if you take, for example, a seed roll with a lot of poppy seeds on it, believe it or not, you can fail a drug test. That's something that I found.
Well, that surprises me.
Well, it happens to be true.
You must have failed the drug test.
No, I didn't, but a very good friend of mine did, and the reason was he had a poppy seed.
I always have sesame bagels go.
What's a bagel?
Final seconds of this 156-pound novice class. There's a look at Kevin Kelly, outstanding young professional fighter, ranked number 1 in the world. And a former 2-time Golden Gloves champion. This is round 2 of the 156-pound novice class. Escalera in the gold trunks, Ortega in the blue.
And Ortega was starting to score with a good snapping left hand.
Our 10th bout of 12 bouts this evening. A right hand landing there by Escalera.
Escalera is starting to throw combinations now. He got himself on and off the ropes.
And he goes to the body and to the head. And a caution from Frank Martinez, the referee, to Escalera.
See the concentration on Ortega's face. He just stares it straight in the eye.
Meanwhile, Ortega was putting a lot of pressure. Excuse me, Escalera is putting a lot of pressure on Ortega.
And he is very much efficient with those hands.
Again, punching to the body and head.
Another good straight right hand thrown by Escalera. At 6 years at this point, from 22 to 16 is a huge age difference. Escalera is scoring effectively. And he looks very confident in the ring. Escalera continues to exude confidence late in the second round. We'll be back.
Putting a lot of pressure on the younger fighter. And his strength is really taking over. It did take over in that round.
The rapidity of punches in that second round. And getting back to the age differential, Gil, 6 years at this point, 22 to 16. A 16-year-old really isn't developed yet.
That's correct, Bruce, especially a tall 16-year-old kid. He really hasn't had a chance to develop. Does have boxing skills, but again, does he have the physical strength to keep a strong guy like Escalera off? And so far, the answer has been no.
Kathy Escalera very focused, seeking redemption this year for what happened last year.
And it looks like he's going to walk away with it. And at 22, I guess he's ready. Ortega, 16, we'll see him again, I'm sure.
Frank Martinez with the caution, separating the fighters.
It was interesting to hear Quiambo, who won the gloves earlier. He was crying before the fight because he remembered losing last year.
Talk about a long, bad dream.
Good left hook landed by Ortega. But again, that strength on the inside is what's really doing it for Escalera.
Ortega Jr. at Martin Luther King High School in Manhattan. He'll have his chance to win Golden Gloves.
Well, he has a chance right now, Bruce, if he lands a miraculous punch.
There's a big right hand landed by Escalera. And that is it. So that third round, Ortega gave a pretty good account of himself, but I don't believe it was enough.
No, I think that Escalera won the entire 3 rounds. And you, Kathy?
Won all 3.
Escalera, an engineering technician for Con Edison, also attending the New York City Technical College. And here in that corner with George Washington, Harry Keith. You got to feel pretty comfortable going out in the ring.
Imagine fighting in the finals of the Daily News Golden Gloves and then just going back to high school on Monday morning. Yeah, I fought at the Garden on Friday.
Yeah. Taking a biology test today?
Yeah.
looking for the announcement of our 10th champion of the night and 22nd of the two-day competition. Referee Frank Martinez taking the two fighters around the ring for the respective applause. Let's get the official decision.
The winner of the 156-pound novice class is, in the gold corner, Ernesto Escalera.
Ernesto Escalera from the Bed-Stuy section of Brooklyn, New York, winning the Golden Gloves in the 156-pound novice class.
And the thing that surprised me, Bruce, it was a split decision.
It was 4-1, the final judges scoring. Now let's watch the reaction this time, not of the fighter, but of the trainer, George Washington. It means a lot to the whole family, the team, and that's what the Golden Gloves is all about. Escalera, a champion. The Heavyweight Open Championship, always an exciting class in the Golden Gloves. Set to get underway, Sulaiman Hamilton and Jose Colon. 3-round bout, introduction of the fighters from Kevin Van Meter.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is for the Heavyweight Open Championship. The referee is Lou Fugazi. In the gold corner, defending the Daily News Golden Glove Heavyweight Open Champion, Sulaiman Hamilton, boxing out of Schwartz, PAL. Hamilton is 20 and works as a security guard, a past winner, PAL Nationals. He has represented the U.S. against Sweden from Brooklyn. Sulaiman Hamilton has 1 bye, 1 decision, and 1 knockout. In the blue corner, the winner of the 1992 Daily News Golden Gloves Heavyweight Novice title, Jose Colon. From the Supreme Team, a shipping company employee, Colon is 23 years old. Also from Brooklyn, Jose Colon has a tournament record of 3 decisions.
Sulaiman Hamilton and Jose Colon. There's a look at Hamilton, who was ranked in the top 5 nationally. Fought in the U.S. Boxing Championships in early March, and in late January fought in Stockholm, Sweden, as the U.S. defeated Sweden. So a very accomplished boxer in the ring in this heavyweight open class.
And both of these, this is a heavyweight fight, and both of these guys are built just about the same. Neither guy is tall. They're just good, solid, stockily built young men.
Colon trying to load up on that right hand. And a right hand scores by Colon. Hamilton goes to the body, but Colon stays up top. Both of these heavyweights won the Golden Gloves last year. Hamilton, the same class, the Open Championship in the heavyweight ranks. Colon won the novice division last year in the heavyweight ranks. And Colon scoring.
Another good left hook by Colon.
And a right hand lands by Hamilton.
Well, Hamilton is by far the more experienced fighter, but I remember from Colon from last year, he is one tough cookie.
Right hand got in there by Hamilton.
Another right hand by Hamilton.
These two boxers throwing plenty of leather in this opening round.
By heavyweights, these are bombs, and they're both landing. Nice move by Hamilton to no avail.
Hamilton got in and out effectively.
Hamilton seems very, very cool in there. Colon is more emotional.
Hamilton ate some pretty good leather at the beginning of this bout. Hamilton got the best of that exchange.
Cologne makes you pay, though. Every time you hit him, he's right back on you.
He is strong. Final seconds of the first round. And a couple bombs were landed by Cologne. First the right, then the left, and that completes the first round with plenty of bombs being unleashed.
This is like sparring, okay? This is like sparring. You can do this, okay? Suck it up. This is like sparring. Suck it up. Take a deep breath. One of those.
Right now, let's go to Kathy Burke.
You can beat this guy. You're not jabbing. You're not jabbing. You're not jabbing.
And Eddie, what are you telling him over here? You getting all excited. What's he doing wrong?
He's not starting off with the jab. He's not starting off with the basics. Start off with the jab.
He does everything perfect in the gym, doesn't he?
No question. No
It
question.
happens every time. If you were in the corner right now, what would you tell him? Just, you've got to set the jab. It's going to set up everything
Set up
else.
everything. It will. No question about it.
How many times have you told him that?
A million times. A million
You came
times.
up with better shit than this. This is nothing. Okay?
Throw him, man.
Don't jab. Don't jab. Watch him not do slip.
I got a lot of confidence in this corner. Ray Gage is a great amateur trainer. We go way back in the amateurs ourselves, and I got a lot of confidence in Ray.
He's in the corner every year, Ray Gazer.
Yeah. Ray's a great guy. Ray's a great guy.
That's Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, who is the uncle of Sulaiman Hamilton. Mustafa Muhammad, a two-time Golden Gloves champion, won the title as Eddie Gregory. And in 1971, when he won the championship, he beat a fellow by the name of Vito Antifermo, who later went on to win the World Middleweight Championship. Bombs again being unloaded by Colin.
And Eddie Mustafa was telling Kathy that Hamilton should establish the jab, and meanwhile in this corner they were telling him to use the left hook.
And there's a solid combination put together by Hamilton.
Hamilton's superior boxing ability is starting to show a little bit here in this round.
There's the jab.
Cologne right now is starting to really, his mouth is wide open. Looks like he's really getting tired. He's got nailed with a good left hook and another good left hook. He comes back himself.
Hamilton with the short uppercut.
Heavyweights, dude, this is a great fight for heavyweights.
Hamilton goes to the body. And a pretty good left hand by Cologne.
Well, Cologne is always dangerous. You hit him, he makes you pay. He fires right back.
Cologne shows no signs of weakening. He'll stand there and trade with you. Another bombing right hand by Sulaiman Hamilton.
Again, Hamilton's experience and superior boxing skill is starting to show.
Caution, Hamilton. Lou Fugazi, third man in the ring. Separated the fighters. Overhand right by Hamilton.
That's a dangerous punch though, wide right hand.
Dangerous to whom? The man throwing it?
The man throwing it.
Right hand on the button landed by Hamilton.
Left hook by Cologne. Both fighters can take a punch, and they both have taken it.
And they're trading pretty good here in the end of the second round. An excellent round for the heavyweights in the open division. And here's a look at the list of past winners. Jerry Cooney, Carl the Truth Williams, and Michael Bent won it 4 times.
You can beat him. You can beat him. Believe me, you can beat him.
Coley Wallace, Gil.
Coley Wallace resembled Joe Louis. They made a movie, The Life of Joe Louis, and Coley Wallace played the part of Joe Louis. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that the only time that Rocky Marciano lost a fight, he lost Coley Wallace in the Eastern Championships in Ridgewood Grove.
Well done, Mr. Clancy.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Notice how I left the 40s to you.
You gotta fucking say fuck this shit.
Well, somebody told me about
You
that.
gotta say fuck this shit. This is it. No more. This is the last round. Fight down this. Go for it. Go for it. All right, go for it.
Well, Jose Colon's corner was read him the riot act at the end of the 2nd round, saying this is it. You got to go out there and do it.
Well, he couldn't be displaying much more heart or tried any harder than he tried in those first 2 rounds. He ran out of gas a little bit. Again, he's fighting a guy that's a very, very skilled boxer.
3rd and final round. Hamilton with the better of the exchange there. These guys going toe-to-toe, neither backing up at all.
Well, both guys can take a good punch, and they both know how to deliver a good punch.
Hamilton in the gold, Colon in the blue. Hamilton landing on the inside, first with the overhand right, then with the short left.
He's putting his punches together a little better than Colon. Colon is a 1 punch at a time. Here he goes again.
5, 6, 7 punches, and a standing 8 given there to Jose Colon after that barrage of punches landed by Hamilton.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Colon is tired. Tired young man at the moment. And Hamilton senses it. He's starting to move around. He's really starting to feel good in there.
Oh, he picks his spots beautifully. And another standing 8 given. 1 more in this round, and it will be declared a referee stops contest. Fans are booing this one. They thought it was given too quickly.
Well, I don't know if Colon thought it was given too quickly because he was really getting nailed, getting hammered. There it is again, another right hand.
Go again.
Hamilton remarkably efficient. Another good combination by Hamilton.
He's putting those punches together beautifully. I tell you, he's really feeling good now.
A game Colon hangs in there, battles back to the body.
You never can question the heart of Colon. He has all the heart in the world. Look at him, he's still winging punches. And you know, in a heavyweight fight, 1 punch can change everything.
Colon 23 from Brooklyn, works for a shipping company. 1 tough customer. He was down in 2 matches in this year's Golden Gloves, Gil, and came off the canvas to win. So there's the heart you're talking about.
Oh, there's a big left hook by Colon. Talking about that 1 big punch, but he's in trouble right now.
And Hamilton can finish him off here. Luke Fugazi saying oh so close with 15 seconds to go. And that is it. But not before Colon had landed a bomb and gave Hamilton a real scare. And Eddie Mustafa Muhammad cheering on his nephew, Sulaiman Hamilton. There were a couple of anxious moments for him in the 3rd.
Well, this Colon is some tough young guy.
That's all I can say was, there's no other God but Allah. Prophet Muhammad was his last message. Don't you ever forget. You did beautiful. You did beautiful.
Let's go back to Kathy Burke with Eddie Mustafa Muhammad.
Here with Uncle Eddie. You look pretty happy, Uncle Eddie.
Oh, yeah. I'm elated. It reminds me of myself, but I won the Golden Gloves. He's a 3-time Golden Glove champ. And I'm glad, and this was his last amateur fight.
I've been in the corner of my nephew when he fought. Are you just as nervous as when you fought?
No question. I mean, that's family, that's blood, and, you know, you get all hyped up. You got to, you know, try to do the right thing.
You must have been at every one of his bouts. Is he usually a slow starter, or do you think it just...
When you find it's like that, slow start. He's now a 4- and 6-round fighter. You know, he's in a professional mode now. So it's time to move on now.
You're smiling more than when you fought and won.
Yeah.
Let me go back to Bruce, and then we'll get the decision. Back to you, Bruce.
I sense that Eddie is going to be a manager or a trainer of this young man. He says he's going pro. He's made the announcement. Let's pick up the official announcement of this bout from Kevin Van Meter.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Lou Fugazi stops the bout in the 3rd round. The winner of the heavyweight open class is from the gold corner, Sulaiman Hamilton.
Sulaiman Hamilton, the regional and national PAL champion. Number 5 nationally among heavyweights, and he proves it here. Great fight, Gil.
Oh, just a great fight. You know, they talk about all those big heavyweight promotions. You go there and the fight's over in 1 round. This was just a great fight.
9 minutes of furious action. A short break. We'll be back with our final bout in a moment. 3rd round of our last bout. Sulaiman Hamilton got clocked pretty good by Colon.
There's that left hook, a big bomb by Colon, but it just wasn't enough. He has already taken a lot of punishment. He was tired, and Hamilton was not to be denied. Look at him put those punches together.
Strong finish for Sulaiman Hamilton, and he's standing by with Kathy Burke.
Sulaiman, get rid of the game face. You won the gloves.
Yes,
you can smile now.
Yes.
Celebrate.
Yes, but first I'd like to say that I thank the Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for giving me the power and the strength to become successful. That's what I like to start with.
Okay, and now we'll continue. I sat with your uncle, and he was very nervous and excited and pleased with you.
Yes,
Do you think he's influencing your career at all?
Yes, he has been a great influence on me, my uncle. He always, call me from time to time, come see me from time to time, and give me a lot of support. He tell me to do this and train, and, he always give me a lot of pointers.
Right. Now, are you planning on going pro as your uncle did?
Yes, this here, I would like to make an announcement that this here was my last amateur bout. Next month, hopefully, I pray to Allah that I'm successful in my professional career. I'll be leaving with my uncle, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, and my man right here rubbing my back, Mr. Watson. All right?
And these are going to be your trainer and manager?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so right now we're talking to all the matchmakers out there. You're available and you're willing to make your pro debut.
Yes, definitely.
So they can start telephoning you.
Yes, definitely.
Well, you did a great job in the amateurs. You have a good future, I think, in the pros. And thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Now back to Bruce Beck at ringside.
Back-to-back Golden Gloves titles for the nephew of Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, Sulaiman Hamilton, who is turning pro. I'm glad Eddie told us before Sulaiman did, but that's the way it goes when you've got an uncle who has been to the promised land as a professional. We are ready to go for our final bout of the night, 12th and final champion to be crowned this evening, Bryant Mungo and Carl Jones in the 165-pound open class.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final match on tonight's card is the 165-pound open class. The referee is Lou Fugazi. In the gold corner, Bryant Mungo from the Starrett City Boxing Club. He is 21. Mungo won the 92 Daily News Golden Gloves. He was also a semifinalist in the Metros and won the Ohio State Fair Tournament. From Brooklyn, he enters the ring tonight with 1 bye and 3 knockouts. In the blue corner, Carl Jones from the New Bed-Stuy Boxing Club. Jones is 21 years old. He was a finalist in the Metros. His record, 1 bye and 2 decisions.
So we have another rematch here, Kathy, because Carl Jones defeated his opponent, Bryant Mungo, in the Metros in December.
And yet I have been hearing a lot about this Bryant Mungo from Jimmy O'Farrow. He's been walking by me for the last 2 days saying, Mungo.
Well, we'll find out.
I expect this one to be a great match.
Mungo in the gold trunks and comes out winging. Solid body blow landed by Mungo. And Jones fights back.
Jones is landing cleaner punches of the two. No question, Mungo has the power.
Mungo mugged Jones there at the end, and Lou Fugazi has to separate the boxers.
When I speak to people at the weigh-in, I ask them if they think they're a boxer or a puncher. And Mungo told me, I'm a boxer. I said, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're a puncher. He said he's going to box tonight.
Question is when.
Again, Mungo looks the more menacing of the two, but Jones is the guy that's landing clean punches.
A caution for a low blow given to Mungo. That was not a low blow. That was a solidly big body blow.
Every punch that Mungo throws is a punch that's supposed to say good night.
And that is no knockdown. That was a push.
And look at Mungo telling him, get up, get up.
That is a caution to Mungo.
You can tell by the way they talk at his club, he is the tough guy of the club. They all talk about
And he just nailed Jones on the chin with a big right hand.
Mungo won the Golden Gloves last year as a novice. He is not a novice tonight.
And I remember last year, he started out like a house of fire, but by the end of the fight, he was a very, very tired young man.
He was dead tired. He won the bout by decision, Gil. And those were 2-minute rounds last year. Tonight, he's fighting 3-minute rounds. Solid punches landed by Jones.
He just got air conditioned then.
Mungo missed pretty good, didn't he?
And now Mungo is trying to fight southpaw. In other words, Jones is confusing him.
Mungo misses again. An explosive first round. Last round of the night.
Punching, don't stop punching.
Welcome back to the Paramount. 2 rounds still to go in this final bout of the evening, 165-pound open division. Bryant Mungo in the gold, Carl Jones in the blue. Heck of a first round, Gil Clancy.
Yeah, oh, it certainly was. And in Mungo's corner, his corner man told him, hit him on the arms, hit him anywhere. He realizes the punching power that Mungo has. But he also said, you're going to let this guy make a fool out of you again. And I thought that Jones won that first round by landing the chain of punches.
And a solid punch landed by Jones, and Mungo does some showboating.
Can you believe Mungo is so excited getting ready for the gloves today, he only put on one sock?
That's very true.
He has all of that power, but he relies strictly on power.
He has missed 3 what could have been explosive punches. And now Jones missing. Things get contagious. Body blow landed by Mungo, and then a pop to the head.
Punches are so wide, though, Bruce. You can see Mungo is just so confused. His legs are even. He's trying to, doesn't know whether he's going to fight southpaw or northpaw or what's going on. He knows he has the power, but he just can't seem to land the big punches.
Has to be hard for Jones to deal with this too, because the guy's just wild.
It is very, very difficult to fight a very strong guy that can get you out with one punch.
Yeah, Jones is accumulating points. He's landing punches, but then you have this guy just coming at you.
Under a minute to go in the second round. Mungo to the body. Mungo giving a caution. Ready with the side of the arm. Not with the glove. Jones Jones is pretty quick, Kathy. I mean, he's made some real good moves that have made Mungo look bad.
He has, but Jones doesn't seem very strong to me. His punches don't have a lot of power, but he doesn't need it. And he can win the bout without it.
Seconds of the second round. Mungo has slowed down a bit. Jones tags him. That's a tough round to score.
Well, I thought that Jones did enough to win the round, and I'd be very negligent if I didn't mention it again. Well, let's listen to the corner first.
You got to win this round. Huh? Just hit him. Just hit him. That's all you got to do. Keep them hands to moving. Breathe. You want this fight? All right, then go. All right? Hit him. Just keep hitting. Don't go. I want when you throw the right hand, you miss. Come back with the left hook. You miss the head. Keep it up. You won that round. This is the round to win. You got to win this round.
Bruce, I was saying it would be negligent for me to not to mention the fact that I think the most important thing about the New York Golden Gloves is the fact that 624 kids entered the Golden Gloves. They had to take a drug test and only 3 failed. And you have to remember that a lot of these kids come from the inner city. I mean, what this boxing program has done for the youth of New York City is just absolutely amazing.
We also have to mention that Jose Colon, who lost the bout to Sulaiman Hamilton, passed out back in the locker room area. If we have any more information, we'll pass it along to you, but certainly our prayers are with Jose Colon. Third and final round of this 165-pound open bout. Final bout of the evening. Mungo going to the body. And Jones with some clever footwork.
You just see the class of Jones coming out there. And again, Mungo's throwing those wide punches and Jones is throwing the shorter punches and scoring, in my opinion, much more effectively.
Jones a finalist in the Metros this year.
And you can just see Jones dancing around. He knows that Mungo's dangerous. Boxing very intelligent.
Mungo did tag him with the right.
But every time he tags Jones, Jones is punching shorter and nailing him with some good solid punches.
Mungo is just talking to somebody here.
Mungo falling down as he tried to make his approach that time. And referee Lou Fugazi warning both fighters. Mungo unloading the right.
And he's being counted by Jones continuously.
Brawler versus boxer, classic example, a minute 11 to go.
And Mungo's now trying to gather himself up for one last assault. Mungo landed that left hook right on the button and Jones is still there.
Mungo has scored with some explosive punches. But Jones, the better boxer, continues to stay away when he can. Nice feint move by Jones there.
Very strong finish for Jones. And Mungo is tired.
You have to say Mungo gives it his all.
Oh, he certainly does. He's raw power. Talk about a raw prospect. There he is right there.
Superb effort here by both fighters. Final seconds of the bout. And this one's in the books. And Mungo still throwing punches after the bell.
Well, the public liked it. All action fight. Good fight.
The question is, how will the judges see this one? Do they look at the savage power of Mungo or the cleverness and the boxing skills of Jones?
They're supposed to look at the skills of Jones according to the amateur scoring. Again, the power does not make a difference.
I don't think that the Mungo landed that many powerful punches. You could see that the power was there, but the Jones, I think, was a little too clever for him.
So our 24th bout, 2 nights, has completed. And let's get the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 165-pound open class from the blue corner, Carl Jones.
Carl Jones wins the Golden Gloves, and the judges voted unanimously 5-0 in favor of the Bed-Stuy Boxing Club fighter. Carl Jones gets his first set of Golden Gloves. He was a finalist in the Metros, and he comes back to the Golden Gloves, and he does the job effectively. Here's the reaction of Carl Jones as he hears his name called. We'll be right back. Back to the 66th Annual Daily News Golden Gloves. Good news to report on the part of Jose Colon, the heavyweight open division. He hyperventilated. He is being taken to the hospital for precautionary reasons, but they feel that Colon will be okay, and that indeed is good news. Let's turn now to Gil Clancy for some final thoughts on the night as the Golden Gloves draws to a close.
The Golden Gloves is all about heart, skill, and determination, and I've seen it all tonight. Some great fights.
Kathy Burke, you've seen a lot of amateur fights over the years. How would you rate these this evening?
I'll tell you, Joseph Quiambo, I want to join his fan club because that was the heart, the determination, and everything else that you're going for with that little guy.
It was interesting tonight that some of the most explosive action was provided by the little guys at 106 pounds and by the big guys at 201 pounds. So for Gil Clancy and Kathy Burke, I'm Bruce Beck. Thanks for joining us, and so long from the Paramount at Madison Square Garden in New York City, and goodbye from the 66th Annual Daily News Golden Gloves. A terrific performance tonight by Joseph Quiambo in the 106-pound open division.